Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we're talking about planetary energies. That's right, today we are talking about Saturn in retrograde, and I guarantee you, I have already heard from several of y'all in the last probably 2 to 3, 4 days, and we're only at the beginning of June. And it has really not even gone into full retrograde. So let me give you some information or some stats on Saturn. So Saturn went into pre-shadow energy on February 26th. It will station and turn full retrograde June 4th. And then it will turn or finish with retrograde on October 22nd and then be in post-shadow energy until January 26th. And one of the things that's really kind of interesting with this is that this one is a really hard aspect for us to deal with Saturn in retrograde, with so many other planets in retrograde as well. But what I'm hearing from a lot of people is that they're having issues with karma. And that's why I'm doing this in a mirror, because I want you to understand the mirror is only reflecting what I'm giving it. Right now I'm giving it the back of my head, but I want you to understand this is very, very important to understand that when we send out energy, it comes back to us. And usually, not always, but usually during Saturn in retrograde. And that's one of those really kind of like, oh my goodness, because Saturn isn't just kind of like any other planet. It's the king of karma. And the king of karma is really not happy because there's a lot of negative energy that people have been pushing out for a long period of time or haven't really gotten their payback yet. And so this aspect is going to be very, very difficult for most people. It already has been for a lot of people. And what I tell people is like what you've sent out is what you're getting back to you. So that's what you have to understand. Your reflection that you send out is coming back to you. So the most important part is now that I'm giving Saturn or my mirror my full attention, I am going to let you know that Saturn in retrograde is kind of not necessarily coming after you, but it's coming after the energy that you've sent out. So many times we kind of just take it for granted that Saturn, saying retrogrades, it's kind of like, oh, it affects a few people or it affects me a little bit. It's not a big deal. That these aspects that we have this summer of 2022 are really harsh aspects, and it's kind of a lot of them are in their home planet, which energy or the zodiac sign of their home, and it's kind of like, so it's enforcing this even more. And it doesn't mean that it's bad, it's just giving you a great opportunity to make some changes and to make some upgrades and to change or redefine how you want to do things or how you want to deal with things and how you want to do any of this. Because so many people kind of like, oh, it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. It is a big deal. And how you treat other people is what's coming back to you. How you deal with your coworker, how you deal with your spouse, how you deal with your children, how you deal with your brother or sister, how you deal with your whatever it is, it's coming back to you. And so this is a great time to kind of listen to that energy of, where do I really have to apologize to this person? Where do I need to apologize to other people? Kind of like, let's clear this out. And then on the other hand, also taking this into a kind of a different realm of, how do we just keep going forward? Whatever you've done that you would like to clear out or kind of not have to deal with again, what is it that made you feel bad? What is it about the dealing with the karma that made you feel bad? Is it how you felt about it? How you feel about someone else? How you feel about you? Why did you treat that person that way? Because once you deal with the roots of that, you won't do it again. I promise you'll be like, I've learned my lesson. I'm not doing this again. Because so many times, like, people treat themselves really bad. They treat themselves, treat other people kind of how they feel about themselves. If you don't like you, then you're going to treat other people badly. If you don't like something about you, you're more likely to comment on that from someone else because you already feel self-conscious about that. So whatever that is for you, make sure you're clearing it up. Make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're doing what you need to be doing. That's the interesting part. So many times people do not do that. they just allow this energy to kind of like come forward in an interesting way, and they kind of like rip and tear and shred, and they're jealous of other people and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's the stuff that's coming back to you, and it may not be through the person that you treated bad. It's coming from somewhere else. So it's kind of like your karma is what you did to someone else, and then what someone else is doing to you is their karma. And so it kind of just keeps going on until you kind of go, I'm stopping all of this. I am not playing this karma game anymore. I'm going to treat people the way I would want to be treated all of the time. I'm going to talk to people the way I would want to be talked to all of the time. And when when there's a situation and I'm not quite sure what I need to be doing or how to clear up the energy, what I'm going to do is kind of like treat that person the best way I possibly can. What is it the best way I can treat that person? Sometimes it's maybe a shoulder to cry on, or maybe just listening to them. Maybe it's something else. But this is the time to kind of really allow that energy to come in, and allow that time to kind of like open you up into this energy and open up to what's going on with you. And really the important part is to understand this is your part. This is your part. This is what we need you to do, is your part, and just clearing up this energy and clearing it out. Because if you don't, it's going to keep coming back to you in this cycle of Saturn in retrograde, and it's going to come back next cycle in Saturn in retrograde, and it's going to keep coming back until you clear out that karma. If you don't ever clear it back, it's going to keep coming back at you. It's kind of like a train. It's just going to keep coming and rolling and rolling and rolling. The sooner you deal with it, the better off you're going to be. So much better, so much easier, and so much more ready to kind of like meet the world where they're at, kind of meet the energy where they're at, and also in a really great way to treat other people. Because if you treat other people the way you want to be treated, they're going to treat you that way. That's the karma of it. How you treat someone else is the way they're going to treat you, and that's really the fun part of it. Okay, so let's do some angel cards and get us a little bit deeper insight into all things Saturn in retrograde with the karma kick. Okay, these are the first two that are coming forward. Enchantment. It's one of those, so many times when we're young, we don't treat people the way we want to be treated, or we're angry and we kind of take it out on everybody else. And it's time for us to kind of grow up out of this and kind of get onto a new page of this, and really kind of that childlike innocence, like, I'm going to treat them good even if they're not treating me well. And that is a great way to think about this. This is a great way to think about it, and not holding on to that old stuff. Abundance. When you clear out your karma and you treat everybody the way you want to be treated, literally everybody treats you like a king or a queen. It's like, oh my gosh, people are nice and polite and easy to deal with, and kind, and hold the elevator door for you, or whatever it is, or help you out with something. So that's kind of the really cool part about this is when you start treating people the way you want to be treated, it really does help. It really, really does clear up a lot of stuff. Celebration. I think this is the best one. This is the best one because when we celebrate our planets going into retrograde and we don't have any karma coming back to us or any other bad stuff, we've kind of cleared it all out. It is time to celebrate. We've learned our life lessons. Maybe not all of them, but we've learned a lot of them. So if Saturn in retrograde is treating you really, really well, and you're like, oh, I don't really have any problems, great. Because it's awesome not to have to work through this. It's awesome not to work through this over and over and over again, because it can really be overwhelming for a lot of people, and it can really kind of be tiring in a lot because you're dealing with a lot of energy. Divine timing. This video is your divine timing. It is your call. It is your wake-up call of divine timing of this is what you require taking care of it this time. This is what your next step is starting clearing out that karma. And a lot of times when you start clearing out your karma, it really, really helps to clear out the old stuff, the icky stuff, kind of taking a look at it and doing things to kind of clear out that energy so that you're ready to move forward. So you're ready to kind of take this to the next step and kind of getting a better idea of where you want to go in your life. What do you want to do? Instead of working on karma that you've been dealing with for years and years and years and years, moving forward and moving into a new adventure. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.